The Amhara region of Ethiopia is a land defined by its verticality, a place where the earth seems to have been sculpted by the hands of giants, leaving behind a tapestry of jagged peaks, verdant plateaus, and abyssal gorges. While the world-renowned spires of the Simien Mountains and the rock-hewn wonders of Lalibela often dominate the Ethiopian travel narrative, there is a hidden jewel tucked away in the North Shiwa zone that offers a more intimate, raw, and mystical encounter with nature. Ensaro. Located approximately 130 kilometers north of the capital, Addis Ababa, the Ensaro Waterfalls is a sanctuary of breathtaking landscapes, historical caves, and the thunderous majesty of the Robi Waterfalls. This is not merely a destination for the casual tourist. It is a pilgrimage for those who seek to understand the ancient heartbeat of the Ethiopian highlands, where the mist of the waterfalls carries the echoes of history, and the wind whispers through the endemic flora of a landscape that time forgot. The gateway to the northern highlands. To reach Ensaro is to embark on a journey that transitions from the bustling urban sprawl of Addis Ababa to the serene, rolling hills of the Simien Shiwa zone. The route typically follows toward Debre Birhan, a city known for its crisp air and historical significance. After traversing about 130 kilometers of this scenic highway, which leads directly into the heart of Ensaro, the transition is palpable. The air grows cooler, the traffic thins, and the landscape begins to undulate with more dramatic intensity. The administrative center of the district, the town of Lemi, serves as the primary base for explorers. Even before reaching the waterfalls, the approach to Lemi offers a sensory preview of what is to come. The road clings to the edges of massive cliffs where clouds often descend to the tarmac, wrapping the vehicle in a white, ethereal mist. This breathing of the clouds is the first sign that you have entered a realm where the atmosphere itself is alive, a precursor to the geological wonders that lie just beyond the town's outskirts. The formation of the Ensaro landscape. The landscapes of Ensaro are a testament to millions of years of volcanic activity and the relentless erosive power of water. As part of the central Ethiopian plateau, the region sits at a high altitude, characterized by basaltic rock formations and deep-cut valleys. The terrain is dominated by the Gemma River Basin, a major tributary of the Blue Nile, or a bay. Over eons, the Gemma and its smaller feeders, such as the Robi River, have carved deep into the earth, creating a network of gorges that rival any in Africa for their sheer scale and beauty. These gorges do more than just shape the view. They define the ecology and the very boundaries of the region. The Gemma River Gorge serves as a natural border between the Amhara and Oromia regions, a deep chasm that separates two of Ethiopia's most significant cultural heartlands. Standing on the rim of these escarpments, one is struck by the layers of earth visible in the cliff faces, bands of red, gray, and black rock that tell the story of the Earth's turbulent past, now softened by a cloak of emerald vegetation. The undisputed centerpiece of the Ensaro landscape is the Robi Waterfall, often referred to simply as the Ensaro Falls. This is a double waterfall of extraordinary power and grace. The experience of Robi begins long before you see the water. After a trek of about an hour through open farmlands and highland meadows east of the Bekeka Cave, the sound begins. A low-frequency vibration that hums through the ground, growing into a thunderous roar as you approach the cliff's edge. The Robi River first encounters a wide depression where it gathers its strength before plunging over a massive 200-meter cliff into the gorge below. The first stage of the fall is a spectacular display of white water against dark rock, but it is the second, larger plunge that truly captures the imagination. As the water falls, it breaks into a fine mist, creating a permanent shroud of smoke that rises from the depths of the gorge. In the sunlight, rainbows dance within the spray, creating a surreal contrast with the rugged, dark basalt of the escarpment. The sound is all-encompassing, a white noise that drowns out all other thoughts, leaving the visitor in a state of meditative awe. Local guides often encourage visitors to sit on the side of the falls, where the cool breath of the river provides relief from the highland sun. It is a place of primal energy, where the sheer force of gravity and water creates a spectacle that is both frightening and profoundly beautiful. Ensaro is not only a wonder of the surface, its subterranean world is equally compelling. The region is home to several significant cave systems, most notably the Amhara Cave. The biodiversity of Ensaro is a reflection of its varied agroecological zones, ranging from the cool highlands, Dega, to the temperate midlands, Woina Dega. The vegetation is a mix of Afro-montane shrubland and traditional Ethiopian highland crops. Botanical studies in the district have identified over 40 species of edible wild plants, including fruits, seeds, and leaves that the local community has utilized for generations. Species like Snowdinia, Polystachya, Muja, and Urtica simensis, Sama, are integral to the local ecosystem. For the birdwatcher, the cliffs and riverine forests are a paradise. The region is home to various raptors that soar on the thermals rising from the Gemma Gorge, while smaller endemic species flit through the shrubs. The presence of the Galata baboon, though more common in the simians, is occasionally noted on the more remote escarpments, their golden manes shimmering against the green backdrop as they forage along the cliff edges. The beauty of Ensaro is inseparable from the people who call it home. The population is a harmonious blend of Amhara and Oromo heritages, predominantly practicing Ethiopian Orthodox Christianity. Life in the villages around Lemi is dictated by the seasons and the land. Travelers are often greeted with the legendary hospitality of the Ethiopian highlands. A visit to a local home might involve the traditional coffee ceremony, or a taste of local beverages like areka, a potent clear spirit, tej, honey wine, and tella, traditional beer. The culture is one of deep respect for nature. The waterfalls and caves are not just landmarks, but part of a living landscape that provides water for their cattle and fertile soil for their teff and barley. To walk the trails of Ensaro is to walk through active farmland, where the sight of a farmer tilling the soil with oxen against the backdrop of a 200-meter waterfall creates a scene of timeless agrarian beauty. Ensaro remains an underexplored destination, which is part of its immense charm. There are no luxury resorts here. Instead, the experience is defined by authenticity. Best time to visit. The waterfalls are at their most powerful immediately following the main rainy season from late September to December. During this time, the landscape is at its greenest. Equipment. Sturdy hiking boots are essential, as the trails to the caves and the base of the falls can be slippery and steep. A light jacket is recommended for the misty mornings and cool highland evenings. Guides. Engaging a local guide from Lemi is highly recommended. Not only do they provide essential navigation through the unmarked trails, but they also share the oral histories of the caves and the names of the local flora. Logistics. While a day trip from Addis Ababa is possible, staying overnight in Lemi or camping near the escarpments allows for a more immersive experience, especially for those wishing to catch the sunrise over the Gemma Gorge. As Ethiopia looks to diversify its tourism offerings, Ensaro stands as a prime candidate for community-based ecotourism. The balance between welcoming visitors and preserving the pristine nature of the waterfalls and caves is delicate. Currently, the lack of infrastructure keeps the crowds away, ensuring a solitary and spiritual experience for those who make the trip. However, there is a growing recognition of the need to protect this watershed from the impacts of climate change and over-farming. The Jima River is a vital artery for the Blue Nile, and the health of the Ensaro waterfalls is a bellwether for the environmental health of the region. Supporting local guides and sustainable travel initiatives is the best way to ensure that the roaring silence of Robi Falls continues to echo through the gorge for generations to come. Ensaro is more than a geographic location in the Amhara region. It is a sensory experience that challenges the soul and refreshes the spirit. It is the spray of the Robi waterfall on your face, the cool darkness of the Amhara Cave, and the endless horizon of the Gemma Gorge. In a world that is increasingly paved and partitioned, Ensaro remains a wild, vertical frontier, a place where the grandeur of nature is matched only by the depth of its history. Whether you are a trekker seeking the next great trail, a historian looking for the echoes of the resistance, or simply a traveler in search of beauty, the waterfalls and landscapes of Ensaro offer a glimpse into the heart of Ethiopia that is as authentic as it is breathtaking. It is a reminder that the most profound wonders are often found just off the beaten path, waiting for those with the curiosity to seek them out. Thank you for watching. For more travel videos, subscribe and like the channel.